Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Indie Zone. My name is Kathy. Would like to direct your attention today to a reply that was filed by the defense on June 13th, 2023. It's a multiple page paper, and it's a reply to the state's supplemental response to defendant's motion regarding grand jury records and transcripts. And this has to do with the preliminary hearing versus the grand jury proceeding. Both of them are available in criminal cases to determine if a defendant should be bound over for trial. Mr. Kohberger's arrested on the strength of a probable cause affidavit that was signed by Detective Brett Payne, December 29th, 2022. And in early January of 2023, the defense here is reminding the court that the parties, both sides, agreed to a preliminary hearing that was set to happen the week of June 26th, 2023. And that would have given the defense an opportunity to cross-examine witnesses, to challenge the alleged evidence that the state claims that they had on Mr. Kohberger, to see if he was properly arrested, detained, or not. They then were, as they say, that didn't happen because of what occurred in May. That although the state had agreed to this preliminary hearing, they impaneled a grand jury. And as Mr. Kohberger's counsel is writing here, this grand jury was from a small county. They had been subject, after 6 months of Mr. Kohberger's arrest, and even prior to that time, during the investigation, to intense, immense, local, national, international media coverage. And once Mr. Kohberger was arrested, a lot of that coverage was not favorable to him. And so their concern is they don't have an opportunity to see if those grand jurors were unfairly influenced by all of that media coverage, because, as you know, a grand jury proceeding is done in secret. Mr. Thompson is certainly there. It's his show, as they say. A grand jury is the prosecutor's show because the defense is not allowed in the room. There's no opportunity to do anything at a grand jury if you're the defendant, because this is the prosecutor's show. And this is why many people say that the grand jury proceeding is antiquated. It should be done away with. It's easy, a lot of people argue, to get an indictment because you don't have the benefit of cross-examination. So they're coming back here and saying, look, Judge, we would have had that opportunity to cross-examine witnesses, to challenge any documents, any things that the prosecution put in front of that grand jury at a preliminary hearing. But we didn't. So that's why it's so important. We have the right, they're saying here, to challenge that grand jury indictment. And that's why it's so important for them to not be limited in scope to what the prosecution says that they're entitled to. They want everything. They want soup to nuts. There will be a hearing in future in front of Judge where the court's going to make a ruling as to this issue. So please stay tuned for future episodes of the Indie Zone, where we will continue to cover Idaho versus Kohberger. Thank you for your time and your attention.